What's up, guys? It's Daddy from Speedhawk TV with my co-host Teddy, but not about him today. It's about the Cavs versus the Raptors game. Two games just ended a couple minutes ago, and came to give you what I thought about the game. Well, first off, I said back to my notes, famous notepad. Improved the interior defense by the Raptors. Bismack Biyombo. They stopped when the Cavs went all shooters and left the paint wide open. Bismack Biyombo stopped standing out on the 3-point line and stayed on the block. So whenever the ball swung that way, he could either go and close out or stay on his man, which held the Cavs for a minute. Which held the Cavs down for a minute. And also I got Raptors chippy play. The Raptors played like they had a chip on their shoulder tonight. All up in the Cavs grill, getting them agitated. Bismack Biyombo and Kyrie Irving early in the game. Yeah, that little chippy play and trying to get, they actually tried to drive to the hole for a little bit in the beginning of the game, slowing the pace of the game down, stopping LeBron James from running up and down the floor. But it ended up getting bad. LeBron James, great pass with 6 assists in the first quarter, which also led to him having his triple-double later on in the game. Amazing bounce passes, one-on swing passes, one dribble, full speed between two defender passes. I remember he had one bounce pass, hard bounce pass to the paint. It was a passing display from LeBron James. Forget the scoring, forget the rebound. It was a passing display this game from LeBron James. I got Kyrie with 12 points in the first quarter. I think it was like 8 really, but I think it was about 8, but it might be 12 points. I know he had an early scoring. He was really showing his dominance early in the first quarter because he got to the hole when he wanted to. Jump shots, he got it when he wanted. I think it's more like the Raptors. Either they was not closing and their own down defense wasn't good. As I stated in my last video about the Raptors, their own ball defense was horrible. Like they couldn't guard the Cavs one-on-one. And now this game, it seemed like they didn't want to guard Kyrie, or they didn't close out because he got a lot of open shots, and he made the shots that he actually took. I remember he missed one reverse layup that he tried to attempt later on in the game, but the game pretty much out of hand from that on. Toronto stopping the thing that got them beat in game 1. As I repeated, the paint was a real big problem where the Raptors got beat at last game, but this game in particular, this is where the Raptors complemented those type of things. They started switching earlier on this pick and rolls from the Cavs, which allowed them to actually get back on their defensive sets. And on the offensive end, when the Cavs started double teaming away from the ball, bringing them in from the weak side of defense all the way up to the strong side to double, and the ball would have to swing around to get to that open man, they actually were making them pass in this game for a little bit. And that interior defense, they stopped it. They stopped the driving from the Cavs, but the Cavs ended up taking a lot of foul shots in the process because not every one of those blocks, missed shots was gonna just be misses. The refs started calling, so that happened. Terrence Ross had a nice start. Yeah, he was like 3 for 4 at the beginning in the first half, and all of a sudden in the second half he just didn't have it no more. He went to the locker room, came back. I said he didn't want to do it no more. I seen he wasn't following through on his shots. He was just chunking it. Because I remember one play he had Kevin Love on. He just gonna finish the deal, but that's not his forte. That's not his job. Can we say that? Is particularly scoring at the large volume. Richard Jefferson dirty work in the first half. Richard Jefferson got down. He got fouled. He drew 3 fouls from the Toronto Raptors just by playing his role and actually getting involved inside the game or whatever, coming off the bench as a veteran player. That was nice to see. Raptors, good shooting from the secondary players. Patrick Patterson also was knocking down a couple shots in the first half. Like I said, Terrence Ross and secondary player James Jones on Corey Joseph. Corey Joseph needs more minutes. If you want to hear a thought, Corey Joseph needs more minutes over Kyle Lowry, because I feel like Kyle Lowry is just a regular season player. No, despite I know he had 2 30-point games inside of the last previous series with the Heat, but I just don't see Kyle Lowry just producing. He had too many slumps for it to be the playoffs, and for you to be an all-star, for you to be the leader on your team, you're having too many slumps, and then for you to say that your team follows behind you. If you have the slump, they have the slump too. They following. So that happens at the particular moment. And Kyle Lowry reluctant to drive the ball. He was cold. At one point, I know he was like 0 for 5. I don't even think he knocked down a 3-point. He didn't knock down a 3-point if I can remember well. He was 0 for 4 from 3-point and he had 5 turnovers. He didn't drive. He was 0 for 4. He had 5 turnovers and he had 4 fouls. Not sure exactly what he ended with, but it was way. If he was 0 for 4 from 3-pointer with 5 turnovers and 5 fouls, well, 4 fouls going into the third quarter or early in the third quarter, it wasn't his night. And then I remember then he went to the locker room earlier in the game. Absolutely, talking about I'm trying to blow off your team. They went on a run when you left, but for you to say you're your leader, you don't run to the locker room. You don't run to the locker room when things aren't going your way. Kevin Love also ended up with a little injury, and Deltanova ended up with an injury. I don't see it as a problem because the Cavs are going to sweep the Raptors and going to end up they're going to be ready for the NBA Finals or whatever. So even if it's serious, it really wouldn't matter. Kevin Love, he seems to be okay after the fact because after he just hopped on the bike, he didn't do and they didn't work on his shoulder and the camera went right to it, so I didn't miss anything. Yeah, DeRozan, good play. DeRozan, he was shooting 50% from the field going into half. I think he had like 15 points off 6. About 15 points off 6 or 12 shooting. Decent 15, 16 points. Good play. And then it just went down from this moment right here. 16-2 run in the half for the Cavs. They just let LeBron run right at them. They let Kyrie run right at them. They even have Kevin Love post up on the block on Patrick Patterson scoring on them, and it just went down. In fact, the Raptors was in this game for 1 3/4 quarters. After the end of the second quarter, the third and the fourth wasn't their quarters. LeBron had 17, 7, and 8 going into halftime. He sat on the bench for a pretty good minute, came back in, did a little something, on and off, and ended up with this triple-double. And like in the fourth quarter, he just needed 1 rebound because I told you it was a passing display from him. So he racked up his assists early. Past that, I honestly have to say back to for a couple points on the game, the Raptors need to play Corey Joseph a little bit more. The Raptors should imply driving the ball for a tad bit more because the jump shooting is just not there for them this series. I know early on they always have it, but once it goes away, what's their backup plan? If you get what I'm saying, like if you shooting threes and that's your primary offense, what do you do after it stops working? Or if you have a stretch when it stops working, what's your backup plan? Also, I don't see their offense. There's no picks and there's no roll. It's more like it's Kyle Lowry or it's DeRozan, and we're gonna do our little thing, try to score some points. Like you're gonna need more than that. You're gonna have to get some people involved, but not too involved because people like Terrence Ross will end up letting you down. But I feel like Corey Joseph and DeRozan might do very well on the floor, and Kyle Lowry, I believe, should get less minutes, even though he's the star of their team. You can contribute to Valanciunas not playing and the paint being a problem for the Raptors to hold down, and Valanciunas would have been an anchor. True, pretty much true. Bismack Biyombo did his thing tonight. I wouldn't lie about that one. He had what he could for to be a reserve player, a natural reserve player. Because I remember back in the days he played for Charlotte and I think he played for Dallas. I remember him playing in Charlotte. He was a role player. He good rebounding and good interior defense, but scoring isn't his forte. And DeMar, that's another thing. Where was DeMar Carroll? I remember seeing him in the first half. After that, I don't recall seeing DeMar Carroll after that. So that's I don't know what happened to Dwayne Casey after that. After they were down like 6, they were down like 16 going into the in the mix-up. They were down like 16. I know their deepest were probably like 23 points. I predicted them to lose by 10 plus, which I was right again. Picking up, I'm hot. I'm hot. Other than the first game with that Thunder game, and well, I had another one that I was trying to pull off the tip of my tongue. Also, I can't. Well, it doesn't matter. I just can't think of it right now. I probably put it in the comments or in the down here in the bottom. And yeah, down there. Fuck it. But going on to my next points. For tomorrow's game, Golden State versus OKC. Nope, Sunday's game. OKC versus Golden State. I predict I still have the series going 6 games, and it's 1-1. I'm going to give the Warriors this one in OKC, and I'll probably give OKC the next. I'm going to give Golden State this one by, when they win big. I'm giving them 9+. 9+. So they win by 8. I was wrong. Yep. So that was that. And also, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It'll really help the channel out a lot, guys. I'd like to thank DC of the Speed House, TDL of the Speed House, Dion of the Speed House for all helping me input, getting my thumbnails and my intros and outros in here and everything, man. It's really good support from the rest of the Speed Hawk. This team of the Speed Hawks will become with even more than me just having my thoughts and reactions to these games coming up in a little bit. You can check the channel update video. It should be on the side somewhere, the channel update video, or you can go to the actual Speed Hawk page and look at this so you can hear the couple things that we're doing, the new things that we're doing. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at OG_Waterboy. And most importantly, don't forget to follow the Speed Hawks on Twitter at SpeedHawksTV, and to keep up with updates and when we drop videos or whatever. I also like to thank MaddenTips.com for the sports bar and allowing me to post my content. To let the Madden community hear what I have to say. Yeah, because I'm a rabid Madden player, Madden fan, and I would also like to thank OperationSports.com for allowing me to post my content on there too. So, with that said, enjoy the rest of the NBA playoffs, and I'm Daddy for Speedhawk TV. Check that outro though. Now that's new.